essentially saved by the heroic work of those firefighters and those firefighting pilots who continued to drop water right there in that field well into the afternoon. And now, as the smoke has cleared, they're even able to use Castaic Lagoon as a water source. So the fixed-wing tankers are starting to pull out of here, making their final laps as the sun goes down and they lose some of that daylight. But the firefighting helicopters will continue into the night, and they will be able to use the water out of Castaic Lake and out of Castaic Lagoon to fight this fire through the night. Here comes one of those final tankers continuing to draw lines around this fire. As the chief said, they've got the upper hand here. Now the work of containing this fire will continue, as I said, over the next hours and days. Fortunately, though, it does appear that they do indeed have the upper hand on.
Let's call a fire tornado coming at you. Temperatures 200 to 300 degrees. Roaring. It's crazy.
Let's take you straight to California now. We were giving you an update on those wildfires. As you can see there, the aerial shots of the wind-driven wildfires in the mountains north of LA. As I was saying earlier, there have been evacuation orders in place which were put in place this morning for remote communities near this new wind-driven wildfires in the mountains of Southern California. And as we said, Southern California endured more dangerous winds ahead of possible rain over the weekend. Crews on the ground and in water-dropping aircraft attacked these flames, and gusty weather was expected to last through to Thursday. Authorities there have said that this is of grave concern. And of course, in the last few weeks, we saw the destruction of entire communities as a result of these wildfires. And we are now hearing that remote communities have been ordered to evacuate. So quite dramatic images that you're seeing there in the mountain communities north of Los Angeles, and the fire brigade is working quickly to try and put those fires out, but they are wind driven, and there is a hope of possible rain over the weekend, but quite dramatic and concerning images coming out of Los Angeles.
Hughes Road. 3 of these helicopters flew out of Whiteman Airport in Pacoima along with News Chopper 4. I'm hearing on the scanner they called for 2 additional tankers. I'm going to zoom back wide and show you what we are seeing out the helicopter window. This is massive, and this is growing before our eyes. This is not like that small brush fire that we covered yesterday or the one before that. This is something to be concerned about.
We're going to try one more time to bring in my colleague Liz Kreutz covering the fast-moving new wildfire in Los Angeles County. First, stay safe. Second, tell us what you're able to see and tell us about this.
Hey, Nicole. Yeah, I mean, this is a really fast-moving fire. It started around 11 a.m. our time. It's exploded to more than 5,000 acres, and you can see the flames behind me right here. We've just watched over the past hour as it moved acres by the minute. Right now, firefighters are here on the scene. A really large response from all over L.A. County. We saw Beverly Hills Fire, L.A. Fire all over because of obviously so much concern with these winds. L.A. just dealing with so much over the past 2 weeks. Right now, as you can kind of tell, this is a little bit more of a rural area of LA County than we saw with the Eaton and the Palisades fires. But that said, there's about 19,000 people that are under evacuation orders right now because it's moving so quickly. I mean, look. Just now, this fire, this is also part of a backburn that firefighters are putting out to try to contain the flames. But the fire and the wind is getting pushed towards homes right now. That's why there are those evacuation orders right now. There's schools that had to be evacuated. We saw video and images of students running out of their schools, really scared. And I don't blame them because, Nicole, it's been really scary here in L.A. Fire after fire over the past 2 weeks with these relentless Santa Ana winds just fueling the flames.
The 5 freeway remains open, but I wouldn't plan on it. If you're leaving and you have a trip,
boy, it's frustrating to get turned around. They could shut down the 5 freeway. It's possible. They may need to use it for staging. It depends on how this fire continues to move. But all of a sudden, you'll see the fire sort of loom up right here. We'll see it start to really consume some of this medium brush. It looks like an area that has burned recently within the last 4 to 5 years, I would say. And you don't see it's not thick, heavy brush in here. It burns down into the canyon area. It's pretty intense. It starts to move up the ridge line against the wind, and that's when it slows down, and that's when they start to get some sort of progress. I wouldn't call it containment, but a little progress. Tilt up again. See this area here, Philip, we talked about earlier? Right up there on the northern edge, it just made a drop, Marcel. Right there where you see the black loom up on the left side of your screen, push in right there. That was the northern edge they wanted to save, and just moments ago they made another drop. So they're trying to stop this fire from spreading further to the north on that fire road. That's the far north end, and now we're looking out to the western side of the fire. So basically what's being consumed right now is brush on the eastern and the western side of the fire, because to the south it's burned right up to the lake, and that has stopped the fire from going any further. We haven't heard any reports of the fire jumping over the lake or jumping towards the 5 freeway, and that is fantastic news.